Today we will be looking at the current 2024 presidential polls and see what would happen if the polls are biased in favor of the Democratic candidate like they were in 2020. As you can see, Biden should have won Michigan by 5 percentage points above Trump, but only won it by 2. Same goes with Minnesota. He was projected to win it by almost 10 percentage points, but only won it by 7. North Carolina was also projected to go to Biden, but ended up voting for Trump by over a full percent. This was apparent even in the 2016 election, with Hillary Clinton projected to win Pennsylvania, but ended up going to Trump. So as you can see, the polls are not always 100% accurate. And in fact, they tend to lean in favor of the Democrats pretty much always. The two most frequent pollsters we see often here, being Morning Consult and Emerson College, overestimated Biden's support in battleground states. This is known as the hidden Trump vote, where some Trump supporters were less likely to respond to polls or were underrepresented in their samples. So we will be taking into account the 2 to 3% bias towards the Democrats in today's electoral map prediction video. We'll start off with the safe states for Kamala Harris, those being Washington, California, Illinois, Maine's 1st District, Vermont, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Delaware, the District of Columbia, and Hawaii. These states will most likely vote for Harris with over 15 percentage points over Trump. Now, the safe states for the former president, those being Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, North and South Dakota, Nebraska and its 1st and 3rd districts, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, and West Virginia. We'll start this time with Maine, which has Harris up by 13 percentage points. And even if we subtract the 2 to 3 percentage points, this still puts Kamala Harris ahead by a likely margin over Trump. Maine's 2nd district is lean red in favor of Trump. As we can see, he leads by 7 percentage points over Harris from the latest poll here. Harris leads New Hampshire on average by about 10%, accounting for the bias that puts it in the lean category for the vice president. Next, we have New York, a state that has voted for Biden and Hillary with safe margins, and has now shockingly been putting Kamala in the likely range recently. As we can see, this poll from Siena College only puts her in the lead by 13 percentage points, which would put her in the likely blue category. Siena was a pollster who overestimated Biden's support back in 2020, so New York could even fall in the lean range, depending on how much you believe the polls are biased. But for now, it's in the likely category. New Jersey, back when Biden was still in the race for 2024, was actually showing Trump ahead by 1%, meaning this state can get competitive. Although we don't have polls for New Jersey yet, we can assume that it will follow the lead of New York and fall into the likely category in favor of Harris. Now we'll move over to Oregon, which only had the vice president ahead by 5% according to one poll. We can't get much off of only one poll, but it's clear to see that Oregonians are starting to get fed up with Democrats. Subtracting 2% from this poll would put Oregon in the tilt blue for Kamala. This may not be the most accurate, though, because it is quite outdated, so subscribe to stay updated with the latest polls. Iowa, Missouri, South Carolina, and Alaska, although not safe, are predicted to vote for the former president and will put them in the likely red category. Next, we'll look at Florida, which has been getting more and more conservative. The polls show Trump ahead by almost 5 percentage points, but adding an extra 2 to 3% puts them in the lean red category. Virginia will go lean blue in favor of the vice president. As we can see, she leads by 7.5 percentage points. Now we'll look at Texas, which shows similar polls to Florida, with Trump ahead by 5 percentage points. This will put them also in the lean red category. Texas has been shifting to the left the past elections, but it won't yet flip blue. In Colorado, Harris leads by 11 percentage points, but subtracting 2 points from that puts it in the lean blue category. New Mexico will also go into the lean category, with Kamala only in the lead by 8% on average. Arizona leads Trump by 1 percentage point, and adding 3 points to that still puts it in the tilt red margin. In Nevada, Harris leads by a little over 1 percentage point over Trump. But accounting for the hidden Trump vote, This will actually put it in the tilt red category, ever so slightly favoring Trump. Nebraska's 2nd district will go lean blue in favor of Harris, barely keeping it out of the tilt category. Harris has gotten a sizable lead in Minnesota to the point where she doesn't need to worry about Trump taking it. She leads by 5 percentage points, and subtracting 2 or 3 points from that puts it in the tilt blue category for Kamala Harris. Wisconsin shows Harris up by 2.1%, and subtracting 2% puts them in the tilt blue category, but subtracting 3% puts them in the tilt red category. However, this poll from Morning Consult puts Harris ahead by 6 percentage points, and in the past election, they grossly overestimated Biden's support. So we'll put Wisconsin in the tilt red category for now. Next, we have Michigan, which won't change even with the hidden Trump vote. As we can see, Harris is ahead by over 4 percentage points. Michigan will be tilt blue in favor of the vice president. We'll move down to Georgia, which has consistently been putting Trump ahead. We can see on average he's ahead by 2%. They won't quite make it to the lean red category, but they will be tilt in favor of the former president. Now here, Harris needs to win both of these states in order to win. Trump only needs to win one. We've previously put North Carolina in the tilt blue category, but even without the extra points added for Trump, he still wins it by a tilt margin, making Donald Trump the next president of the United States. Pennsylvania will also go tilt red, with Harris leading in the polls here by just over 1%. So accounting for poll biases towards her, this state will also go tilt red for Trump. So there it is. Be sure to subscribe to Groundhog Politics if you want to see more poll updates with the 2024 election.